now to wrap up for the day, I would like to introduce everybody to our outreach team lead, Leon Corneille Cowell, who has been a masterful aid in getting all of you here today. The outreach team is a really important part of how we find people to come to these conferences, to be part of our live events, to be part of our community, and to partake of the knowledge that is on offer. Leon, if you would like to turn on your camera now, you are quite welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Leon Corneille Cowell. I'm the co-team lead of Outreach. Um, I've been with SASA about 2 years. I joined as a fairly humble intern in 2022. And today I'm just going to tell you what Outreach is, what we do, and about some of our projects. So Outreach is headed by myself and Dr. Sarah Richardson. She's just in a PhD, so I can call her that. I hope she doesn't mind. And we currently have 7 interns right now, I think, and volunteers. And we're a very diverse team. We have people from almost every continent at the moment. And we've had people from all over the world work with us, which is very important for our projects, as you're about to hear. So you're probably wondering, what is outreach? And I had to Google this for myself. The Google definition of outreach is an organization's involvement with or influence on the community. And I guess this is accurate for what we do. We are the first point of contact for SASA. If you email SASA or get an email from SASA, it's highly likely to be from myself or from Sarah. Um, and One of the things we do, as Julie pointed out already, is we are contacting people around the world um, to kind of create a growing network of groups, projects, etc. As I've said here, growing the alliance. So we have 2 main projects, which I'm going to discuss today. We have our Port Ancient partnerships, and we have the conferences and events list. So the conferences and events list or calendar is a huge, mostly comprehensive list of kind of every conference, lecture, field school. We have summer schools, um, online courses, museum exhibitions that relate to ancient studies. And on there right now, I'd had a check before this started. We have around 400 events going as far as 2030. And this is a continually updating list um, that our interns are constantly working on and constantly adding stuff as it gets announced. And while we're here, I'd like to draw your attention. We do, on the resources page, we do have a form. So if anyone knows of any events and they aren't on this list, if you fill out this form, then we can add them and you'll make our lives a lot easier and also make it so that people elsewhere can find the conference or event that you've added, especially if it's yours and you want to advertise it. This is a great avenue, in my opinion. Um, so now on to, this is kind of the main project we do at Outreach, the Port Ancient Gallery, which is a web page full of partners, specifically organizations, projects, and such that are related to ancient studies. On there right now, we have 73 partners from all over the world. We have people from Africa and Asia, the Arabic speaking world, obviously many from America and Europe, but also from South America and Australia. And this is it's quite a diverse list. We have we have several partners that don't speak English at all. Um, thanks to our Arabic speaking interns who have found those. We have Portuguese speaking partners, but I'll come to that later on. I'll highlight some of our partners later on in the presentation. Um, so what we do at Outreach, the process for finding potential partners. Uh, so first, the interns or ourselves, they have to find the partners. Usually we do this through social media or word of mouth, or we do have a big spreadsheet full of people to be contacted, and then we'll contact them usually through email. Now I must admit this is something that can have limited success because obviously people are very busy. They're not going to respond to every email. And then after that, we will try to set up a meeting with them. And the meeting will usually be discussing what they can get out of a partnership and what we can give them and what we can get out of a partnership with them. Um, so for example, in my personal experience, I've met with people from Australia, which when you're based in the UK usually means you have to wake up at 7 a.m. just to do an 8 a.m. meeting. And um yeah, it's you end up meeting so many diverse and interesting people. I have personally, and that's why I enjoy outreach personally. And after this, the meeting's done, we will send them the form to fill out. And once they've filled it out, we'll create a social media post and then we will connect them to the relevant teams. So, for example, if someone wanted to take part in our Archeo gaming live streams, or they wanted to do a live stream uh, highlighting themselves, so we call the crewing the ship live streams, we would connect them to the live events team, the Archeo gaming team, or for example, the book club and the reading groups teams. Um, and now I just want to highlight some of our partners. As I said, we do have 73 partners. So if you're a partner and you're watching this and I haven't mentioned you, I'm very sorry. I had to choose these quite randomly. But I also wanted to highlight the diverse set of groups and the diverse set of projects that we have on our page. So as you can see here on this first page, what we have a couple of podcasts, we have a publishing house, um, we have blogs, we have World Virtual Tours, who we've recently been working with to do live streams and live events. And they are like an educational group, I guess you could say, who live stream tours of places so people can visit them without having to visit them. Another one I wanted to highlight specifically was this one in the corner, Vanaheim Vikings, who are a living history reenactment group that specifically focus on the medieval period. And as you can see here, and on our second slide, when I'm saying ancient studies, we're being quite broad with it. So, for example, the French History podcast doesn't just discuss ancient French history. In fact, it goes all the way into medieval and modern. But because they cover um, the ancient stuff, such as the Iron Age and the Roman occupation, they fit ancient studies, in my opinion. Um, then we have Journal of Geek Studies, which is not specifically ancient studies, but it's scientific style articles about kind of nerdy or geeky topics. So they don't just include history and archaeology, they also include um, a lot of the sciences and biology. I would also like to highlight um, the Artemis Research Center, which is a center specifically designed at educating people about the goddesses in the past. This one was run by Dr. Carla Ionescu. And as well as that, as you can see, we have several magazines such as Ancient History magazine. Um, and on the final slide of partners, so I'm not rambling on about all the partners because I could do an hour of this if I went for every single one. I've specifically chosen to highlight our partners who are either not English speaking or they're not from places where you might typically think of for studying ancient studies, so specifically kind of Northern Europe and America. So we have, for example, the Classical Association of South Africa. Um, that's a very big one that we've partnered with. We have this podcast here in the corner, Three Egyptologists Walk into a Bar, entirely in the Portuguese language. Um, this one, Egyptian pop culture is multinational, so I'm cheating a little bit by including these, but they are based in Lisbon. Um, and then the final three, we have two Arabic ones up here, which thanks to our Arabic volunteers, Khaled and Miriam, who have been working tirelessly to find partners from the Arabic world. We have a podcast and a clothing group, a clothing design company. And then the final partner, which is an archaeological project in the Philippines, which is an unusual one. It just kind of highlights ancient studies is everywhere, and one of our jobs in outreach, and one of my personal aims as outreach team lead is to do this, to find place to find projects in places like Asia and Africa. Um, so if you are interested in outreach and partnering with us or joining us as a volunteer, uh, oh, minute, it's not working. I've got um, I've got the outreach email up here if you want to contact us in general, although I have added my own specific email if you want to get in touch with me specifically. And then finally, I've added links to the Port Ancient page, as well as where you can find the conferences and the events. And yeah, that's everything. I'd like to thank Anne and David and Julie for organizing this, as well as all the other speakers who've talked today, including my fellow team leads. It's been a very interesting and engaging day, and that's everything. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, Leon. And just to close us out, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I want to reintroduce, of course, our wonderful leader, David, who has some closing words for us today.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're looking forward to another great day tomorrow. We have a whole bunch of interesting individual papers and a great keynote speaker in Dr. Marion Feldman. And I just can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. Please log back in tomorrow at saveancientstudies.org/virtual-conference or wherever else you're watching this. Enjoy your evening.